Whoa. Did we just enter a time machine? I feel like we just went back like a year and 2 months.
Kind of corny, Brian.
This is like what our 1013th day on BitClout Deso Focus.
Yeah, we kind of had a long vacation, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah, and I think that it's important to point out that we're not going to be doing these videos every day. It just became overwhelming, but we
Really?
do want to do these.
I thought we were gonna do it daily again. That's not what's happening here.
Definitely not. Ugh. It was so the I sounded discouraged there, but the reason we decided to stop was because it was becoming overwhelming. Like it was literally taking us probably 4 hours from start to finish to gather the news, produce the video, edit the video, and then post it all.
I really
And
enjoyed it, and like that discourages me that you were so discouraged about making the videos because to me it was really, really fun and really, really exciting, and I really enjoyed it. So obviously we don't feel the same way about this.
well, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy having to wake up at 6 a.m. on vacation in the Bahamas on a cruise ship and feeling like we had to make a video and then spend 3 hours doing it.
All right, whatever. Sounds like a first world problem to me.
I don't think you would deal with making it every day either. So don't act like the good guy here.
All right, so can we just get into the video? Like, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, so focus on focus. But a few little things that I want to point out. So today, Bitcoin dropped $3,000 this morning, and it was all because of a Matrixport comment. So Matrixport is a crypto service platform. And they commented that they think that there's a chance that the SEC chairman, Gensler, and the SEC will not approve a Bitcoin ETF until the second quarter of the year, saying that the SEC is made up mainly of Democrats and that there's no reason for them to politically approve it. I
Go
disagree. I
Democrats.
I think that they are actually going to approve it. I think that they're straying from the pack here, Matrixport. We'll
So
see.
was this so this wasn't actually based on like insider info or like,
No.
you know, it was just a guess and that's what
It
crashed
it
Bitcoin?
appears to be a guess, and like people take what Matrixport says quite seriously sometimes. But just a few days ago, I think like 2 or 3 days ago, they said, "Oh, a Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved." It's like no doubt or something like that. So take it with a grain of salt. We'll see. It's Bitcoin is still where it was at just a week ago.
I
So
think
I
I
mean,
think there
it's
are some people who were leveraged too that kind of got wiped out when the price fell. So I think it took a sharp turn downward. It's interesting that it's leveling off at the 42,000 support level. So it seems like that's going to be some good support going forward from here. As long as long as the SEC doesn't come out and say, sorry, we're not going to have this ETF approved. It's not going to happen anytime in the foreseeable future. Then we might see it drop below that. But I mean,
yeah,
even if it's the second quarter, isn't that still positive?
exactly 3 months. We can't wait 3 months. But
To me, I just want to say it. To me, I think a second quarter ETF approval would actually be more beneficial to Bitcoin than a first quarter ETF approval, just because it would coincide with the halving of Bitcoin. So it would be like the perfect storm for a surge.
Yeah, but crypto people have the patience of a I don't know, what would you say? I was gonna say snail, but that wouldn't make sense. Snails are pretty patient. But this leads us into Focus. Like, what if the ETF isn't approved and Focus is gonna launch next week? It might be bad timing instead of good timing, but I think an ETF will be approved and I think Focus will be launched.
Well,
What's your
not
initial
launched.
thoughts of Focus?
Well, Focus isn't launching next week. They're just going to have the
The
reservations
coin.
launched. Yeah.
The
So
coin is
So I think Focus, I really like the idea of Focus. I know you got to talk about this a little bit yesterday, Brian. I think Focus has a lot of potential. I think it also means great things for Deso. I actually made a post on Deso about this yesterday about when people buy the Focus token, they either A, have to already have had Deso and they're using that Deso to buy the Focus token, or they're gonna have to buy, they're gonna have to buy the, I'm sorry, getting a phone call. They're gonna have to buy the Deso token and or buy Deso in order to buy Focus token. And that should increase the value of Deso, all else equal. So if people want to buy Focus with Bitcoin, they're actually going to be buying it. with Bitcoin, but they're going to be buying Deso with Bitcoin. Then that Deso is used to lock in the focus because remember, focus is backed by Deso.
So I think Open Fund brought in about $1 million when they opened up. How much more do you think Focus will bring in than Open Fund? Are we going to see 10 million? Are we going to
I
see
don't know.
50 million or 100 million? Like what are
Like,
your thoughts?
so I mean, 100 million, that would be extraordinary. I don't think we're going to see that. I, I mean, I guess it's possible if you say all of the VCs who have all this money in DeSo and all the holders of DeSo decide to move that DeSo into Focus because it is essentially insured, right? So if you buy Focus for the first year, you can get your DeSo back.
Right.
So if you want that bonus, you just put it all in, right?
Isn't it like pointless not to do that because you're getting free Focus and keeping your DSO? S-
Well,
like
as long as you trust that Focus is going to do what they say they're doing, but if you don't trust Focus, then you shouldn't trust DeSo either, so you shouldn't have DeSo in the first place. So it makes 100% total sense to me to put all of your DeSo into Focus, knowing that knowing that before a year is up, you're going to be able to get your DeSo back if you so desire. Uh,
yeah,
and you get that
I'd
bonus.
say
You get the 5-year locked bonus tokens too, focus tokens. So or 4-year locked,
four
right?
year, yeah, 4 year. So yeah, I think we'll see a lot of Focus bought in these initial days and initial week. And then it's going to be like 3 months or so until we actually see the app launch, maybe a little longer. I think it's quarter 2.
Do you think that's going to be delayed? Like I think it's supposed to be the end of quarter 1, right? I think that's what Nader said. Do you think that'll be delayed? I could see it potentially being delayed.
I think they have enough time to really deal with things. I would bet that it won't be delayed, just because they would be kind of reneging on a lot of their promises to all these new people. So I don't think it's going to be delayed. I think that it gives them ample time to make some adjustments. They rolled everything out, the white paper. I think they got a lot of good suggestions in it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they changed a few things based on those suggestions.
So you asked me how much I thought they could raise, and I don't think 100 million is going to happen. I think we could see 10 million. I think we could see maybe we could see upwards of 50 million if a good percentage of people understand it and say, okay, I'm just going to move my DSO over there. But we had to wait and see. But regardless, like I can't see how this doesn't have a positive effect on the price of DSO unless people are like start selling into it, knowing that knowing it's going up, knowing that it's going to hit a top at some point, and then sell it as the demand increases. I don't know.
So I was talking to somebody else, another OG. I won't mention them because I didn't get permission to, but they were saying that they're really bullish on things. They think that it's really going to go viral because of one, the connection to the other social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that, where you're basically getting paid to link your account. Um, and of course, the posting bonus. They're going to be giving away thousands of dollars a week in
Well,
Focus Coin per
I just want
post.
to stop you there because you're saying they're going to be giving away $1,000 a week, but I think that was based on the $100 million initial investment. And if we see 10 million, then that $5,000 top reward will be reduced to 500. At least it should be around there. So I don't know. Like that's why I think we had to hope for a huge amount to be invested in Focus. Because I think the more that's invested, the more potential that paid to earn type post to earn type mechanism for incentive would work.
So here's a question. DeSo themselves, the foundation, they have a lot of DeSo. I don't know how much, but are they going to use it to stake for Focus? That would be a good question, right?
That's interesting because the developers get as much focus as is bought. So if they
They
buy
have
a bunch,
incentive, right?
yeah, like I mean, if they buy a bunch of DeSo with the, the foundation's money, foundation's DeSo, that means a huge, and I mean like potentially up to like 90% of the outstanding focus token could be owned by the foundation slash dev team,
Right.
which I don't think would be very healthy for the
Not very
ecosystem.
decentralized, right?
Yeah.
So, so,
Uh,
so, so, so getting on to my point. So how viral do you think this is going to be? Like linking accounts. Like, so if we have a Twitter account, we can link it and we can get a join bonus, and that join bonus could literally be thousands of dollars in Focus Coin. Once I join, I can then post, and if you're in the top, like what is it, 1,000 plus posters, or no, I think it's much more than that,
I
right?
think it's more than that. Yeah.
100,000 posters or something, you'll get a reward every week. So is that going to be enough? Because you also have the referrals. Referral, you're going to be able to refer people and get 5% of whatever they earn for at least a year. I so what this conversation I was having, I think that that's going to be a huge spark. And no matter how great the Focus app is, I think that you have people used to like Friend Tech and used to like New Bitcoin City and all those social fi apps, uh, waiting for airdrops. This seems like the ultimate airdrop backed by a whole blockchain Deso that has a history and that has VCs backing it. So where do you see Focus in a year? Do you think that we're going to have tens of thousands of users?
I would imagine so. I mean, you look at Friend Tech, and we both signed up to Friend Tech, also New Bitcoin City. I think they renamed it since then. Uh, and it was very viral in the beginning, right? But then things started dying off when people, you start seeing these points accumulate, but you don't really know what the points are worth. You don't know. So it's not, it doesn't have as much incentive. And the post to earn, they don't have that either, right? You can earn by selling your inbox. You let people have access to your private message group, I guess you could call it. But other than that, it's just pretty basic, and I just got bored of it. I think with the incentive, I think with the referral program, I think there's a lot of potential for some big names who come over here. And if big names come over here, more big names will come over here. I don't I don't like the idea that was outlined in the white paper, and others have touched on this as well, about requiring that users exclusively use Focus, stop using X, stop using Instagram if maximize they want to maximize their
So
incentives.
let me cut you off there because I don't think it's exclusively use Focus. I think it's make exclusive posts. So like this video would be an exclusive post on Focus, whereas we're not posting on Twitter. But I don't know if that really helps when you want this video posted on Twitter
Yeah,
as
well,
well.
well, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think that's a good idea. So they basically want you to make a pin post on your X pro. For us, it will be X. Pin post on X profile, telling everybody to go to our profile and Focus. And then each week that we want to maximize our incentives on Focus, we can't post on X. And I don't like that. I think the whole idea of, you put out DeSo, it's decentralized social media, you can access it on any node, but you're telling people they can't post on other social media websites. I think that's kind of like it's kind of hypocritical, I guess. And I also think you're not going to get the big influencers coming over if you do that, because let's say, I'm an influencer on Instagram with 20 million followers. I'm not gonna bring I'm not gonna tell my followers to just go on to Focus. If I'm making like maybe I'm making like $100,000 a month on Instagram, there's no way I'm gonna say I'm gonna jump ship, go over to Focus and exclusively post over there for subscriptions, for the incentives, for being the top poster, etc. I think to me that's like, oh, I'm not gonna have as much of an advantage if I keep posting on Instagram, so I'm not even gonna join Focus. You know
Like,
what I mean?
I think it works maybe for the mid-tier influencer. So if you have maybe 10,000, thirty
Yeah.
thousand followers on Instagram and you're making maybe a few $100s a month, I think those people might have more incentive to do something like that because they will likely make more
But
on
but it's gonna
Focus.
but it's gonna de-incentivize the bigger influencers because they're gonna be coming to a Focus, and they're gonna be behind the mid-level and lower level influencers, because those people are gonna have that maximization of their incentives. So they're gonna be getting those awards where the top influencers won't be maximizing their incentives. So they'll be like, I'm not gonna go over to a platform where I'm gonna lose ground to these medium and lower level influencers.
Right. So I think where we can end it is like 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 what advice would you have for Focus and the core team? I'm gonna give one thing, and that's to reach out to some of the larger crypto influencers on X and try and get them to be early adopters and try to give them some sort of bonus. And the bonus could probably just be the join bonus, but let them know. And so if I was Ed Moss, if I was the core team, Natter, uh, Ash, I would be reaching out to these people right now, and I'm guessing they are, but doing so aggressively and doing so and letting these people know how much value that their accounts could have. Uh, and then maybe having some sort of launch event on X, where maybe it could be in a X space where you have many of these influencers, because that community will drive the community to Focus. My one thing is, this is one question, to something I was talking to this other Deso OG about is, do you think Elon would be happy if everybody starts spamming their links on X? Do you think it's possible he could block Focus?
Yeah,
And I think that what we came to was, imagine the crypto media publicity if Elon blocked Focus because he is scared of Focus.
that's true. I mean, we did see, I think, like Mastodon and some of the other platforms, I think they are deboosted. I think if you post links to them, they do get deboosted. At least that's how it was months and months ago. I don't know if they changed anything. Elon doesn't like competition coming over there and promoting themselves. That's a fact. We know that. I don't, in the long run, it would not be beneficial if Elon decides to, block Focus. It just wouldn't be good because, if you're hoping Focus lasts a long time for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it is, you're going to want to be able to have that presence on X and other social media sites. But like you said, I think it would be a huge boost if it was blocked in the beginning, but that benefit will be greatly outweighed by the lack of being able to share on X in the future. So I don't
So,
know. Go ahead.
so do you have any advice before we close this video out?
Yeah, allow focus users to connect not one Twitter account, but two Twitter accounts. It's a little selfish, but that's what we'd like to do.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
But
So
I, I,
yeah,
I
so
also I also want to add I think they should weigh DeSo engagement higher than any other social media platform. So if you're engaged, if so they're going to be giving you points or giving you focus tokens
wait,
for
this
the
is pretty
engagement.
selfish too, right?
No, no. Well, I guess a little bit, but no, I think it's for the community. So they're going to be giving you a bunch of tokens. Like on X, I have 1 million followers. I have my engagements through the roof, right? I'm going to get a lot of focus tokens for that. But I think they should weigh DeSo usage over all these other platforms because the DeSo community is what built this up, and the DeSo community, especially those who have stuck around or at least been semi-active for the last 2 years, I think they should be rewarded uh, almost more so than those coming over from other platforms. I get why they want to reward these other platforms because it's going to create this viral effect. But I think at least initially, I think DeSo users should get some sort of really cool bonus.
Like I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't say, okay, let's take all users on DISA who have been active in the last 3 or 4 months, and figure out how much engagement they got, and then weigh that, and then give them an instant airdrop bonus on the 11th, and just get them really excited about it, because these are the people who have stuck around and will continue to stick around. And Natter, if you're listening, exclude us from that if you want. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to get more bonus. I
Wait,
just
wait,
think that
exclude Brian, but include me because I want the bonus too.
no, I think that it's important to make sure you show appreciation to these people. These people stuck around the longest, and I'm not saying that you owe us anything, but I do think that appreciation goes a long way.
Yeah, and I think in the end it would be beneficial.
Yeah, so day 10, 13. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we won't. Probably do a couple of these videos a week is my guess. And we probably won't do too much fancy editing, at least not now. But see y'all, and
Yeah,
thanks
everybody
for
have a great
listening.
day. A great day, everyone.